Wagwan pussies, hello and welcome back to another video. Today, in this one, we're going to be doing another episode in our series, Is This Skater Actually Any Good at Skateboarding? Today, we're doing Gifted Hater. Now, this guy is a lot of people's favourite skateboard YouTuber, and I can see why. He's got a lot of good content, he does a lot of stuff that not a lot of other skaters are covering, and to be honest, his skateboarding actually really impressed me. Now, I have done a slight review on one of his parts before. Back then, my video quality was a lot lower, and I'm feeling like I've put together a lot more clips this time, so we can do a proper full-on skateboarding review. I've got loads of his clips from his skate park reviews. I've edited them together myself, and then I've also got his street part that we're going to go over straight after that. But you're still probably asking, Webz, what gives you the right to talk about skateboarding this way? Well, I've been skateboarding for quite a while, 15 years since I was a kid, off and on, taking it seriously for about 3 years now. Some of my clips are on screen. So with all that being said, and with that out of the way, let's jump straight in to the first bit of footage. All right, let's go. Starting off with the rail, one of my weakest parts of skateboarding for sure. Got some of his boys in this video as well, by the way. Only a couple of clips from them, just to add the context. Nice little front board. See what I mean? Like, this is one of the hilarious clips. Like, just using the Chester Bennington verse from the Linkin Park song. Like, come on, man. Brilliant. And that was a like, for full context, in this video, where he actually says to one of the guys, what trick shall I do next? One of them then says, do a hard flip, to which he then pulls that out, what seems to be by the video, first try. So pretty impressive already. Like, that's a good start to this. When I was putting this clip together, I was pretty impressed with that. A little front free up the gap.
Oh, brother, who's that on the logo?
For God's sake. Brilliant. Now, this pole jam looks disgustingly sketchy. Like, I don't know if you'd even call that a pole jam, more like a ride-on round bar. But either way, like, his homie hits a fat bone dolly off. But yeah, I would not be skating that. It looks horribly sketchy. You could easily take an L on that. He manages... Oh, not quite. Not quite. Okay, this tray flip to 50-50, this claimed tray flip to 50-50 right here. Let's run this back a tiny bit, because there's a few things to say about this one. This one doesn't quite make it into the okay books, because, like, yeah, fair enough, but you land with the back truck off. It's more like a willy grind or an over willy, that you might say, and then just kind of survives it. Big up for surviving it, though. And then the kickflip, straight to fetal position. Ah, the old wood chip ollie.
I know, maybe. Just one super fast one.
And then we get some exclusive Gifted Hater scooter footage.
I'm putting it back before I get in trouble.
Obviously, you know, they had to hit it with the strobe film. I believe that's the style they were going for there. Absolute maddening skills by the scooter connoisseur that is GH Hater. Dr. GH Hater. Nice. Originally, when I saw this ollie front foot, I thought, hey, the foot barely even came off. But if we actually go back, the foot kind of blends into the pixels in the background, but it actually comes off pretty nice, and the board doesn't rock it too much. So in like a trick like this, more often than not, you can see the foot like kicks the front of the board down. You get a nice bone on it. But even though he didn't hit that, the recovery on this was pretty damn nice, and he comes off with a pretty impressive one-footer. Clean rollaway too. And then almost completely shatters his hopes and dreams of walking with a gnarly impossible to 1 foot nose manny. Nollie down the stairs. Okay, the conspiracy ollie. Honestly, he went straight into the stratosphere with that one. And this is another example of some of his hilarious edits, man. The way he just like... This is one of the worst film clips of all time, not the Gifted Hater one. Even though the filming on that one wasn't great either. This was like skater trick of the year, I believe. And the kickflip over the subway gap is like such an iconic trick that should have been one of the most epically filmed things ever. But yet somehow we just get 1.5 shoes and the underside of a board. Absolutely ridiculous. Whoever filmed that should be locked in the dungeon for at least 6 months. Alright, now we're into the second skate park review of this video. Goes for a frontside flip off the little mini ramp. Just about gets it. And when I say mini ramp, I mean small ramp, not mini half pipe, you dumbass. I see you type in that comment.
Easy, guys. It's nothing really.
Nice. Big old pop shooting it. Alright, and then these guys start going for a varial flip, or a varial heel I should say, which is funny because they do so many like really difficult tricks. Like he does a lot of impossibles and stuff like that, and the hard flip was huge, but then to not have the varial heel flip, like that's so funny to me that like some skaters are so good at some things. Like for me, a varial heel flip is like one of the easiest tricks, but an impossible. I've never been able to do it. So some skaters are good at some things, some are good at others, but yet that's why when a kid says, what is your hardest trick? It's impossible to say because for everybody, tricks like this are different. So if you're a kid and you go up to a skater, the worst question you can ask is, what is your hardest trick? Because a lot of us find different things difficult. So evidently right here, these guys struggle with the varial heel flip, but yeah. They could obviously do it if they tried hard enough.
Freakishly large feet.
He calls out on the freakishly large feet, which is fair enough. If you're skating like an 8-inch board, you've got like size 10 feet. But if you look at this, look at his feet. They are hench, absolutely huge. His whole foot is like pretty much sticking off the board, and he's got his whole heel on there. Madness. He must be like size 11. Okay, what we got here? Some jazzy tunes, little rail sesh. Shovey out. The tongue, man. I don't know if he does this on purpose, but the tongue is always like flipping around in his mouth as he's rolling up to a trick. Oh, that was like very good Chloe Cavell kickflip there. Oh, what do we have here? This is obviously a skate park review, so we're not going to be too critical. But is that a cheeky toe dab? Oh, I think it might be. We've got to get the police on this one. Someone call the FBI. Because I've got stink eye seeing that.
Alright, that was proper, right? We'll run that in slow-mo and just do a little check on it.
And we got the wall ride 50. Wally 50. Call me out in the comments. I'm sure you will. I see you guys crying in the comments whenever I get a trick name wrong. Nobody's perfect. We all get something wrong. But if you were commentating something for something live, you'd probably get it wrong too. Oh, I actually just missed that. This is actually one of my favorite tricks of the whole video. I remember when I put this in, I was pretty damn impressed. Whatever you want to call this, I'm sure it's like a... Let me see the... I swear it's like a nose blunt. You could probably call it a nose slide pop over though, but the way he goes into it and it's like almost vertical by the time it pops, I would more call that a nose blunt, like a front nose blunt. Then he hits like a 180 to like, I don't know even what you would call this trick, but it was mental and I'm very impressed. Just let me do my reviews in peace. Okay, here we go. Some more slappy curb shenanigans. Is that switch flip Manny? Half cab Manny revert, beautiful. Fakey Manny Trey. Not bad. The baby nose blunt slide. Little nose blunt junior. Okay, this skate park actually looks super fun, man. Like that little quarter pipe that they're flying out of, even if you could call that a quarter pipe, it's more like a 1/8 pipe. Just like my dad used to hit back in the day, am I right, boys? Little crackhead joke for you there. Nice huge varial flip out. Gonna see a replay on that. Ouch! 5-0 rock and roll. Oh, that is one thing this man can do very well, is a nice boosted melon. Like he gets them pretty damn nice, I cannot lie. He goes for a tuck knee here, I believe. Like skating these obstacles like this, I like it. Oh, the primo. Again, another conspiracy theory. Every video needs one of those, a conspiracy theory trick. Like, where did he go? Is it editing? Who knows? Damn. We got the Friday dam in the background too. Absolutely perfect timing. There it is, look at that. You're gonna choke on that if you carry on. You've got that pork sword in your mouth, swinging about the place. Who knows where it's gonna land? You could choke on that. That is a hazard if you're throwing that around right before a trick. Oh, the airwalk finger flip. And that is the end of these clips. We're going to get into the street part now, so don't you boys and girls go anywhere. Let me switch on over. Gifted Hater street part. Here we go. Gifted Hater street part. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because this music is pretty aggressive in this one. Just full screen it and get right in. Okay, starting off with a very tasty trick. Nollie pop shove, 180. See, that is a difficult trick because I feel like when you do 180s like that, let me go back real quick. Get the buffer in. When you're in a 50-50, it's hard to keep your 180 directly over the ledge still. So hitting a 50-50, 180 back to 50-50 is actually a very impressive trick, although why it may not look like much. And this trick here, I do like this trick, but I feel like this man has enough skill. And this is if I'm trying to be critical here. Let me run this back. This man by far has enough skill to instead of, I'm taking freaking ages here. Let me go back super far. So this man by far has enough skill to do a stolly flip out of this, because a stolly flip is so easy. You could just hit that, land in the mani, and then it's exactly the same trick once you're in the mani. And it would have been a lot more impressive in my opinion. But still, it's decent, don't get me wrong. That's just if I'm trying to be critical. And there's that freaking tongue again. Like, that is he doing this on purpose? I feel like this is a conspiracy theory in itself. Honestly, you're going to choke on that pork weapon. No slide to mani to backside flip. Then we're doing, hold on, I'm going to pause this a lot because these tricks there's a lot to go over here. My man's looking stressed in that freeze frame. What is this? Ollie, nose bonk, then the nollie big spin out, and then what? Fakey big spin flip off. One of my favorite tricks, that fakey big spin flip. Okay. I'm not going to pause it for a few tricks now, I promise. Okay, hitting the rails. We actually got some rail stuff in the Stiddly streets. Okay, this is one of my favorites here. Spot the Spitfire sticker holding his shoe together. Like, hold on. Look at that. That is some bodge job holding the shoe together right there, but I respect it. I've never seen someone do that in real life, but you know, you got to do what you got to do out here in these streets. Okay. Got that, and then we're going fakey, tail slide, and then like either a varial flip, big spin flip out, whatever you want to call that. Okay, nice little blunt slide, fakey flip out. On some crusty ass ground. Okay, we're going to run that one back real quick because I zoned out for a millisecond right there. Because I know this man, he likes to call people out for their landings, especially in street parts. I know he's going on at pros, don't get me wrong, but this is dastardly right here. If you're going to do all these mad tricks, let's see a cleaner landing. I know you could do it. I just know you could do it. The only reason why I'm giving so much grief for this sort of stuff is because I know man could get this cleaner, and he's just settled for it. But either way, again, that's just me looking for something. If I was going to be critical, which is what I should be doing here, really. Okay. Kicks at front board, Chevy out, not bad. Okay, this is another good one that I like. Like this one, I don't know if this was intentional. Let me run that back real quick. So here he's in the board slide, obviously in the board slide. And then here, I don't know if he's trying to do like the pivot or if he's trying to hit a blunt slide. But either way, he's so close to the blunt slide and just about, I mean, maybe you could count that if you were being generous, but hits the big spin out. A lot of big spins out of stuff in this, I can't lie. Big impossible there. That's how I know he can get the impossible clean, you see. Nice ride on 50 front three. Okay, this is another trick that you kind of have to pause to appreciate. When he hits this little ledge here, he kind of like bonks it and then nollie big spins out. Boom. Pretty intense. High pressure trick. There's not too much risk in this street part, if I do say so, but the tricks, pretty damn technical, which I think if you've got the technical power, you can kind of let it go if something's not super dangerous. And this, the ender, I'll let this play and then I'll break this one down for you. The 50-50 kickflip out, man. Let's run this one back because this one has got some nuance to it too. Like, let's watch this real quick. So obviously a 50-50 on a small ledge like this, or not ledge, like a rail like this, is obviously going to be pretty difficult anyway. But you think when you've got the space to hold your arms out on a 50-50, it's so much easier than when you're in this position, when you hit it and you've got to keep your arms super close to you. So you've not got hardly any balance. And then to kickflip out of that as well, like to get a nice pop off that kind of rail, it's difficult, man. Like this kind of trick here, this deserves a lot more love than I gave it the first time I watched this video, because I have done a review like this before and I feel like I was a bit too harsh, a bit too critical, and my video quality was so much worse. That's why I'm revisiting it now. But anyway, this trick is absolutely insanity, and for someone that's not pros, I think he's only got like a shoe sponsor. It's crazy, man. Like, I'm going to run it back one more time so we can watch it in full speed, because seriously, there's a lot to be appreciated here. And then I think he hits an impossible off the curb to finish us off. And the boys are stoked. But yeah, so that was the Gifted Hater, is he any good at skateboarding video. I think this guy is pretty insane. And to be honest, a lot of people didn't expect that when they saw about how much shit he was talking. They kind of thought, does this guy even skate? As a lot of people have with me. When I've done videos like this, people have asked, does he even skate? Does he even know what he's talking about? But this guy has got the skills. And I would honestly, out of 10 Tonys, I would give him a solid 8 Tonys out of 10, which is mad good for someone who's not pro. So with all that being said, thanks for watching. Let me know who you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one.